Take over. All right, Shalom, Makim.
Shalom.
We would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem, Rakam. Also to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings, accepting what I started on. First and foremost, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem, Rakam. Also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who were well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house they would be elect. Alright, I hope you brothers and sisters are restored or restoring yourselves, alright, to the spirit. I hope your spirit's okay, your body's okay. Because you know we carrying out the laws in captivity, man. So that comes with a challenge, man. Alright, as a matter of fact, Judges 5 and 11 real quick. You know? We'll just kick it off with that. Alright? Because we are in captivity, keeping the laws of our homeland, keeping the laws of the land, man. We're in another man's land, keeping the laws of our land. All right?
This is the book of Judges, chapter 5,
Yep.
verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing waters, there shall they shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh.
The place of drawing waters. What does the place of drawing waters represent? America. All right, drawing waters is a language for servitude. It represents servitude, man. I'll read it again from the top.
Book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers.
Hey, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers, man. What are the archers? Those missiles coming out the silos, right? All right, the missiles coming out the silos, man. You know? All right, we're going to be delivered from the noise of the archers, man. All right? What's the noise of the archers? The missiles, man. All right, the noise of the archers is the missiles. I'm willing, hey, we're part of that number. Hey, the elect are going to be delivered from the missiles, man. All right, go ahead.
The righteous shall scarcely be saved.
The righteous shall scarcely be saved. Best believe we're going to be looking up at the missiles as they descend down on this territory, man. We're going to be looking down on them, we're looking up at them as they're coming towards us before we get delivered, man.
You're going to hear that noise up on impact, the explosion. You know? Like I said, we're going to hear the noise of the explosions, you know what I'm saying, the rumbling, the earthquake from those missiles dropping.
Yep. But it said, all right, go ahead.
Back in Judges chapter 5, verse 11, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of the drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh.
And that's the point. There they shall rehearse the righteous acts. So here we are this day in our captivity, keeping the laws of our forefathers, man. All right? Rehearsing the righteous acts. But why did I bring it up through the spirit? Because it's practice. All right? Some brothers can't probably take a day off. You know, some brothers can't take a day off today, man. Some sisters can't take a day off today, which is wise, and I'm guilty of it this year. Almost every year, it's wise to tell your employer as soon as the year starts. Like, I'm gonna need this day off in August. You know, like, so I'm guilty of it, but I asked a week ahead, or I asked a week ahead, through the spirit, he let me take a day off. And through the spirit, he gave me a vacation day. Because they told me HR ain't had no vacation days. Because they ain't make a year yet. That's another topic. Because you're supposed to have so many days off a year. You're supposed to have 30 days off a year, man, according to science. You're supposed to have 30 days off. And that includes PTO, sick days, vacation days. But we're gonna get into the spirit, the nature of this fucking beast, man. This fucking beast, man. Hey, man, and most times pulling your skirt, man. He's exposing you, man. This is not the way to live. We shouldn't be talking about herbs, then go online and buy some veggie capsules online. The earth is ours! The earth is ours, man! Yeah, you know, hey, how much that costs? It's a $10 bottle, but it's 90 veggie capsules, and we don't know what the hell Esau did to it. And we love herbs, we love the earth, but we're detached from it, man.
They see the process of what they did to put in that capsule.
Because the Apostle Rumlow went into a process, and I forget the name, but it's basically they depower the herbs before they come over here, man.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, man.
I mean, there's no truly no finance for Esau when it comes to healing or actually curing anything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you cure, what's the point of the medicine? Any kind of really a herb, you know, or medication, it's not gonna benefit them.
Hey, watch that show. They gonna counsel. When we start talking about health, they start to leave videos and stuff. But at least it's going live. Right. But it's a show on Netflix called Painkillers, man. I done seen every episode of 6 episodes. Best damn show I don't watch. Best damn show based on true stories.
Gotta watch that.
And like you going into briefly, man, their whole thing is creating returning customers, man.
Yeah.
If this thing relieves you of your ailment, how you gonna get a returning customer?
Right.
You want your customer to come back. You want 500,000 people to return every year. All right, that's why I do this.
A little more on that.
Okay, yes, sir.
Back in Judges chapter 5, verse 11, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his village in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates.
Right. You hold us into run. Okay, Job was at 13:4. Thou art a forger of lies. See, man, you a liar, man. But the more I get into the history, the scriptures, the more I get into the scriptures, the more I get into your house creation, I hate you. The more I hate you, man. Because we're held back from really our well-being, our welfare. The earth is our welfare, man. Shit make you go, it bring tears to you down there, man. It's our healer. Because a woman, a mother, because they call her Earth, Mother Earth. A mother is a nourisher.
Right.
So we're detached from our mother. And we got this ugly ass step parent called Esau, Edom, malnourishing us.
Right.
He's malnourishing us.
Just to piggyback on that, I've been watching a lot of people juicing, and they've been juicing this soursop.
Yeah.
So when they say soursop, listening to Dr. Price, soursop has like 900 times more vitamin C than vitamin C supplement pills that you can buy in the store, oranges or any other fruit that they say gives you vitamin C, which that soursop cures cancer. It helps cure cancer. So I went to looking to see where can I find soursop? Nowhere around.
It's illegal to sell.
It's illegal to sell, but I did find a company that goes out and they get all the fruit of this of the season, and whatever they can find from different countries, they will sell you that for like $70, $69.99, and you can get soursop, dragon fruit, and anything else that you can't find over here. So I'm seriously, everybody, all the comments that I read were like, they got like 0.9 fruits and stuff. 9 out of 10. Out of 5. Okay. It's like 4.9.
Oh, okay. That's what I mean.
4.9 out of 5. I give it to you, yeah, but I'm seriously thinking about ordering it from there to just for my own well-being and getting the fruits and eating something different. It's fruits that I ain't never heard of.
Bro, look, the earth, we've been deprived. There's a glass dome effect that America has created, and it makes us ignorant of Yahweh's creation.
Oh.
I read that there are over 2,000 fruit varieties.
Right.
2,000 fruit varieties. And Esau might strip the earth of its nutrients, but guess what? Yahweh still leaves power in there.
Right.
And a lot of those fruit have seeds.
Right.
And the power's in the seeds.
Right.
The power's in the seeds, man. Hey, I dare you to go buy some the real jackfruit and get the seeds, man. And take the seed out and boil it, and then peel the skin off and eat it. Watch how much power you put into your body as a man. Or you could oven roast it. Peel the seed out and you oven roast it. Right. You put so much power in your body is stripped of power. It's stripped of minerals. But what were you saying?
Yeah, you're right. Because the seeds and the juicing and all of that from the fruit, that's our nourishment. That's our healing power. And so, and we don't get that. It can keep us in that state of mind that, you know, we have to continue to buy his medication, you know, just to make it. That's why so many people on 15 different medications, you know, taking one for this, one to counteract that, one to counteract this, and you never heal. You know, and you continually going through that revolving door, you know, to buy their medication.
And it's set up to keep you alive, long enough to keep you a returning customer.
Right.
They don't want a dead person because you can't make money off a dead person. And they don't want a healthy person. You can't make money off a healthy person.
So they turn you to an addict.
You turn into an addict. Watch that pain.
Check it out.
Watch check it out. Because they the oxycodone. Yeah, it goes into that. Yeah. Fuck you, man. You don't care. You can take this page down. You can take our videos down. The truth gonna come out.
Just gonna come back with something else.
Yeah, that's right,
The
man.
spirit, y'all about to see me out shot.
Spirit wind, Judah Ba.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Got one for you.
Yep.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
And what is this scripture saying? That's saying that you gotta go through your enemy to get to everything for your enemy. But wait a minute, it says your enemy.
Right.
So if this man is in control of your food and your water and your shelter, don't you think he's gonna attack you through your food, your water, your shelter, your clothing?
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Don't you think if he's your enemy, if this white so-called white man is your enemy, he's gonna attack you through the things that you need him by? So it said hunger and thirst. Well, there's lead in our water. And I guarantee you, environments where there's concentrated populations of Judah and Ephraim, I bet you that water is more contaminated. Because all we're doing is drinking clean toilet water.
That's it.
You know, with lead and antibiotics in it. And a bunch of chlorine. All right, and it said hunger. All the food that Jake can afford is degraded.
Yeah.
And it's full of hormones, antibiotics, all right, that those parasites.
Or just flat out not real.
It's just it's cloned. Because now they got lab grown meat they coming out with.
Right, right.
So you got cloned meat, lab grown meat.
Like it's like a stencil, man. It's like they created it with a stencil, you know.
Like 3D.
Yeah, 3D. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. I was seeing this video with this lady. Actually, she said, said she had bought some chicken. I wanted to say from Walmart, and she said she cleaned it with like vinegar. You know, they clean out any E. coli, anything, and it started breaking down. The vinegar broke it down into the little shreds and everything, man. Which was the lab-grown 3D meat.
Wow.
You know, so they pushing it out there already, man. So people thinking they're going to buy a healthy quality of food when it comes to the chicken or whatever, and it turns out that this is something that's probably not going to even digest in your system.
That's another thing. If it's not directly from the Most High, it's not going to digest in the system. Even if it's fruit and vegetables, if those fruit and vegetables are hybrid or genetically modified, it's not going to fully digest. It has to be the original fruit and vegetable.
Right.
So
I guess the acids in your stomach where it was built so it could be broke down.
Yeah.
To get the nutrients, the minerals, and all those things. That's a lot.
No. And then going back to the chickens, right? Going back to dairy, right? Well, you have hens that lay eggs, right?
Right.
So as soon as they got hen forms, right, for dairy, for eggs, with the female hens and the male hens. Well, only the female hens can lay eggs. So what do they do with the male hens when they're born? You got hundreds of thousands of hens being born, the males and the females. The males can't lay eggs, so what do they do with the male hens at the hen forms, the factory forms?
So they straight fast so they can mate with the female.
Nope.
Straight
They're
process.
smart though.
Also straight process.
They take them down a conveyor belt where they get butchered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get butchered like factories. They get butchered like cement or something. They go down a conveyor belt and they just get like a fan, like a blade fan, and hundreds of them, thousands go down there.
Just useless.
Useless. Because as soon as they're born,
Dang, that's brutal, man.
yeah.
That's fucking brutal.
And even going back to the cows, the spirit just been, I've been studying health lately, so this was coming out right now through the spirit. I've been like, cows are not pregnant all year. Right. Cows only milk when they're lactating, when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
Now, but what about when they're not pregnant? So Esau forced all type of systems, he has all type of systems keep them in that state of lactating to get that milk from.
Right.
So yeah, so the key, and it's basically just poison. It just pulses fat, it's chemicals, hormones.
And the milk has all the pulse and stuff in it from the cow, so it's not healthy to drink. You know.
But you know, that's how we get our cheese, right?
Right.
Well, you know, a lot of people can't live on cheese. You know why? And this is, I mean, hey, Bobby Price got that book, Education Over Education. He punched him when he hit him with the jab. But when a child is breastfeeding, right, you got opioid receptors being fed when a child breastfeeds. That's why a child is so attached to that milk. Because in part, because he has opioid receptors, so he's kind of getting like a slight high when he's getting breastfed, a natural high.
Right.
Same thing with cow milk. There's a whole lot more of those opiates. There's a whole lot more opiates in that cow milk. That's why it's believed that cheese is so addictive. Because those opiates is in the cow milk, man. You know? But it just becomes mucus in the body, though.
Right.
You know?
This book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and thy time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto them, the servants and thou shalt give reward unto thy servants and prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldn't destroy them which destroyed the earth.
See, your rulership started from 1492. This nigga, Christopher Columbus, coming to the Americas. Because when this devil came to the Americas, he was literally a living cancer. And when he came to the Americas, just the arrival of Edomites on American shores affected the ecosystem in America.
Foul in that land right there.
They brought them big ass night crawlers, big ass earthworms. They brought rats, roaches, but what they did, the earthworm threw the ecosystem out. Right? What do you call it? Like erosion and all that?
Yeah.
All the stuff going on in the soil, it threw it off balance. So even the way America looked, geographically, was different 500 years ago. Like you said, the rats, the roaches, you got something called a food chain. You got something called an ecosystem. So when you introduce a foreign animal to that ecosystem, you throw that equilibrium out. That's right. So he's throwing off the equilibrium. It causes a negative effect in our environment. And then it's off the physical. Then you brought your sickness in. Just like when it came to the Americas, they brought all type of sicknesses, all right, to Gad, man. To really the Northern Kingdom in general.
Willingly and unwilling, not even knowing.
Because they brought their sick ass over here, man. Half of you niggas died over the cold and the flu.
Right.
But it was Gad that had access to those plants, to those roots, that boost up your immune system, man. Right. But just you arriving here caused shame. Because you got something called white flight, right? You move into Esau neighborhood, those neighborhood.
Right.
But look at the planet Earth, man. You're the nigger of the planet Earth.
Right.
Go ahead, brother. Let me get that in Job 13:4 also.
Yes. This is the book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value.
You're a physician of no value. And even in a literal sense, your physician really has no value because you don't heal anybody. Right. You're a capitalist. So your whole system that running the planet Earth is to a system called capitalism. And that's basically a formula to engender mass profit, regardless of what expense. So if your enterprise is warfare, then you're gonna make profit off war, even at the expense of millions of lives. If your hustle is the pharmaceutical industry, then you're gonna make trillions of dollars a year. All right, if not, trillions of dollars a year, even if it's the expense of people getting sick, dying, if they're addicted to your product, because the opioid epidemic is worse than the crack epidemic. Because the opioid epidemic actually killed people. For the most part, crack didn't kill a lot of people. It killed people, but not in mass. But those opioids, man, they kill people. And then what happened is you have severe pain, right? You get addicted to the opioids, but your prescription runs out. How do you cope? Now you get on the heroin because it's cheaper.
Right.
Pain to make you do some shit that you think you wouldn't do.
Right.
All right?
I got a precept. This is Sirach 38. going back to you saying that Esau was no physician, it says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the use which ye may have of him, for the Lord have created him. It let you know the Most High had created those physicians, because if he did, he would be telling you about natural herbs, he'd be telling you about cures and not giving you treatment, you know. And so many people now, they're so caught up in what you're talking about, the treatment of their illness, but they're not looking for the cure. And the Most High said that he put all herbs and things on the earth for our healing. So if you know, somebody telling you about holistic way of healing yourself, then you know it's wise to pay attention to that, you know, and see if the information that he's telling you is true. You know, you got to do your own research, just like what we're speaking out here. You know, you should go and do your research on what we are saying, you know, because Most High said check the mouth of a priest, you know, make sure that the words he's giving you are true and faithful. Yep. So, you know, it's if you don't get this, it's your own fault, because you allow Esau to continue to ruin your thoughts on healing. He got you on this 20 medication. You retire, and then he got you working at Walmart or Target or somewhere just to get insurance, just so you can keep coming back and seeing him.
So I know, I'm glad you said that. I know people, co-workers that's like, at my house is first paid off. I'm just working there for this. I got cars that I couldn't count. I got a house, but I'm just sure I got to pay the insurance.
Right.
Then the insurance high as hell.
Right.
Then it's a high deductible.
Right.
Then you been ejected. If you actually get insurance, all right, you like, damn, how am I gonna pay this $1,000 deductible, $1,500 deductible? And this is if I'm sick.
Right.
So, you know, like you might say, well, there should be universal health care. Well, fuck universal health care if you give us access to the earth.
Right.
If you give us access, excuse my language, but if you give us access to the earth, we don't have to be so adamant about getting universal health care.
Right.
75% of diseases to 90% are rooted in your diet.
Right.
So if you didn't poison the food, poison the water, all right, make us work like animals, like workhorses, you won't have to use your health care for a crutch.
Right. All right. This motherfucker's so much of a devil too, man. You could be working for a company. We'll just say on the low end, 5 years, man. You've been paying insurance every week, let's say $150 every week for insurance. Okay. Your 5th year, you actually have to go to the doctor because you need some type of surgery or something minor, you know what I'm saying? And you still having to pay $1,000 deductible. Look, he's so much of a devil. Man, it should be somewhere in that clause. If you work for so long and never use your insurance, you ain't have to pay a fucking deductible, man.
And I can attest to that. You know, when I had my surgery just a couple months ago, you know, I've been paying insurance. I had never had to really use my insurance.
Right.
You know, so I've been paying, you know, year in, year out, all the, you know, costs of having to have insurance.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital, 24 hours, in there 24 hours, wind up with a $30,000 bill. You know,
And a deductible.
and a $4,000 deductible.
Don't give a fuck.
$4,000
$4,000 deductible. I got to
Think
pay
about what
that
you done
before
paid
this
in.
shit.
Think about what you done paid in
Right.
throughout all those years, man. That's why this nigga got ugly.
Hey man, like I said, we're not acting, we're not angry, we're here shouting. All right, we're not, playing aggressive. We didn't just get into an argument with our wife and then came and took it out on the camera.
Right.
No, man, we're woke.
That's right.
We're aware that the planet Earth is not being ruled how it's supposed to be ruled.
Right.
All right, because the Earth is a house, and the people who are keeping the house, all right, they're basically running it downhill, man.
Right.
They're running it down through the grave in a very short period of time.
And the scriptures go to like when the righteous bear rule, what the people rejoice.
Right. Look, if you get that Proverbs 29, I believe 29 and 22.
But when the wicked, you know what I'm saying, are in rulership, the people mourn, man. And everybody's mourning, man. Everybody's mourning. You look throughout the globe, everybody's mourning. Hawaii, they mourning. The West Coast, they mourning. New York, they mourning. Everybody's mourning, man. It's something, nobody got a great story to tell. Everybody's in a bad case, man. They're losing houses, losing, you know what I'm saying, homes and everything. Jobs. You name it, man. Groceries, you gotta figure out how you gonna feed your family, man, because you gotta cut back on your spendings. Because you gotta make choices out of gas and groceries, okay? This bill, you can afford to pay it late with that late fee, but you gotta pay this bill so you won't get evicted, or your lights won't get cut off. People have to make dramatic life decisions because the rulership that's at hand, man.
You know, just to piggyback on that, that's why before everything you do, you need to include the Most High in it. And pray to Him that He give you a way to do things. Pray to Him that this is of His will, without just, you know, like, hey brother, you know, I wanna go get me a truck. You know, I should be praying for that truck, and also asking the Most High to give me a way to pay for that truck that I want to struggle, and ask the Most High to bless me, you know, with the truck. You know, put Him first in all things. So that He get the glory out of it. And not walk around, oh, look what I bought. Look what I bought. No, Most High did. He made a way for me to pay. You know, and that's what I do in my life. You know, I give Him all the glory, whether it's good or bad. You know, if it's something bad I've done, you know, like Most High, I'm weak. You know, strengthen me. You know, I tell Him up front. I don't try to hide anything from Him because I can't. He searched me out before I know what I'm gonna do.
You got to quit. Because we were going into, like, basically going back to how they doing with the herbs, pharmaceuticals, you know what I'm saying, all these things, man. You know how we had to go to one about in for all things, but see, this devil's gonna have to pay for all this, man. You see, because his sins have reached into the heavens. A lot of these things he's doing are completely wicked, man. And it's primarily is to destroy the nation of Israel, man. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, starting verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? But thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness.
You have an evil covetousness. First of all, you enslave all the nations through your banking system, your central banking. It's an evil covetousness. European colonization, that's an evil covetousness, man. But even your big pharma, I hate to say the word, but even your little health industry, yeah, it is what it is. Even your little health industry, that's an evil covetousness, man. To refuse to heal me, because that's gonna cut off your profit, and replace that healing with something that's gonna keep you a slow death. That's an evil covetousness, man. You apply your little greed formula, because capitalism is really, in my opinion, a euphemism. All right, it's a nice way of saying greed. Right. It's a politically correct way of saying a greedy motherfucker, man. You apply your little greed formula called capitalism in every avenue of existence. So you got a water bill. How can you have a water bill? Right. You had Jacksonians, they had a water crisis. I believe they still had a water bill. Yep. And then the water ain't good to drink. Then the water's not, or bathe in. Right. You know?
Okay, back in the scriptures, that they may sit in the nest on high, that they may be delivered from the evil, from the power of evil. Yep. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that build a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity.
And iniquity goes back to inequity. Those treaties that you signed with Reuben and Gad that you never kept, that was inequity, man. You're full of inequity. That's why, Lord forbid, I ever have to go to your justice system, because I don't want to sit in front of a fucking hypocritical system, man. I don't want to sit in front of a hypocritical judge that's judged me by a hypocritical system. Why would you judge me when you're not worthy of judging, man? All right, but we're gonna on time. We're gonna stand in front of you. Ultimately, is when you're being judged, because Yahweh by Shema Shai is gonna speak to brothers in the hour in the times to come, man. It's in Matthew. That's why I said meditate not on what to say, because I tell you. Because really the elect gonna be set up to give you an open sentence, man. All right, based on your rulership that you've had for the past 500 years, 700 years. Going back to the late 1300s, man. All right? Because you have to remember, it said that their wound was healed in the book of Revelation. All right, and that was the end of basically the dark ages, man. Going to like the 1300s, man. All right?
Skip down to verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and that putteth the bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Yep. That's what you did with Gad, Reuben, or Ephraim. Basically, you overtook them. Now you took their land.
You gave them fire water. You know what I'm saying? You gave them these, what was it, in the sheets and stuff they was giving them, the
Smallpox.
You know, you forced and deceitfully put these diseases and that drink on them so you can overtake them, man. That was a deceitful, conniving thing you did, man. But you are the devil, okay? It's part of your MO. But at the same time, man, your sins are being reported. Your sins have reached unto the heavens, man. The Lord is not gonna just let it, you know what I'm saying, be done that you done touch the apple of his eye, man, his people. You know, the Lord, we know we're in captivity because of our disobedience, our hard head, stiff neck that we went off. But the Lord said you have, he said he was only but a little displeased, but you furthered the affliction, man. Right. Okay, you done brought drugs into the black neighborhoods, so-called black neighborhoods, Latino neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? You done broken up families. Welfare system. That's still a major effect on the Israelite household, man. Okay? You done
and well you put
God damn, you gotta know.
He got Jake on medication because he's saying that Jake has ADD in second grade.
Right.
So you put Jake on those medications. By the time he's older, he's a drug addict. Man.
That's it. Gotta have it.
Literally, yeah. So, like I said, you got the feminist movement. That's psychological warfare.
Right.
Street culture, black culture, that's really psychological warfare.
Yeah, it is.
If you look at the shit we was on when we was younger, because some brothers were either really in the streets or you were just slick infatuated with it, man.
Right.
You know, psychological warfare to want to be a dope boy.
Right.
You created a product, they created a culture to want us to sell your product. You know, psychological warfare for us to have us sagging.
Yeah.
You know, for us to want to kill each other, want to fight over territory that didn't belong to us, man.
Make our people seek to belong to something, man. Remember they came out that movie Colors, you know, back, you know what I'm saying, late 80s, man, early 90s. You know, that was it was a picture painted that if you didn't just have a solid family, man, you could turn to the streets and have a family within that street life, man. Okay, and when they was doing it, they was steady pushing it, but that was the same time around the crack era. So they make it like you got a family. With this family, you can make money with the crack that's been flooding the neighborhoods. But at the end of the day, you're setting them up to kill each other and to lock away the rest of them, man. To break up the Israelite household, man.
Yep. If I may say, but the most critical thing to all of that, it turned us more and more and more away from the Most High.
Yep, that's right.
And that's, you know, the nail in the coffin.
Yep. Because the whole culture was set up to keep us from the Yahweh Shema Shai.
Right.
That's why you gave us images to follow, such as rappers.
Right.
Rappers, athletes, all right, but especially rappers, because rappers actually rap the lifestyle that was anti-Yahweh.
Right.
Tupac, the NWA, the Nas, the Jay-Z, all them niggas, man. KRS-One, all them niggas, man.
Right.
There were images that you wanted us to imitate. Hence that movie, They Clone Tyrone.
Right.
I have reason to believe those clones are archetypes,
right,
role models that he wanted us to imitate. You know?
And then that imitation going a little deeper because you got basketball players, football players, you know, like you said, rappers, singers, TV actors, you know, so you hear kids, what do you want to do? I want to be a basketball player. Who do you want to be like? I want to be like Michael Jordan. Because, you know,
it's one thing to play basketball in your free time.
Right.
To play basketball as a little boy. Why would you want to be 36 years old with basketball shorts and big ass tennis shoes running up a court?
Right.
And what are you actually like? What is your like another? You in a so-called white man circus entertainment, man?
Right.
You know?
And then if you were to do your research on 90% of the basketball players don't have the money that they make. You know, they broke, to be honest with you. And
All Jake athletes.
right.
Yeah.
Singers, rappers. And if you did hang on and were smart and wise to retain your money, they found a way to break you.
Yep.
Look at Bill Cosby, look at Mike Tyson, look at Michael Jackson. You know, so it's no getting on top of that. And they go back to the curse, Deuteronomy 28.
Yep. Because Esau really he's the instrument in the curses.
Right.
He's the conduit, he's the instrument that Yahweh Bahashim outside used to fulfill the curses. You know? Because when the Most High said like I will smite thee with a burning and all that, it's like crack, heroin, a lot of these diseases were generated by this man's laboratory.
Right.
But it still fulfilled the curses. But he's the sword.
Right.
He's Yahweh's sword, man.
He manipulates it. He take the scriptures and you manipulate them to use them as a tactic or a weapon against you. Like the music. The music, you know, David playing the harp was the healing, was healing music, mechanism. You know, but Esau takes the music and turns to what? A destructive frequency to make you want to do ill shit, man. You know, and that's what he do, man. The food. Going up in the beginning, we talk about, you know, the earth is ours, the food, the herbs, all these things was to nourish us, man. You know, keep us in a healthy state, if you will. But they done took the food, and we know the leech hoard up most of the seeds and stuff for themselves, but they done turned the food into a weapon against you. Yep. You know? I got a scripture for you.
The food is a weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you have all these ingredients in the food. And like I said, we know we found out this man put heroin inside of pills and got people hooked on the heroin. But the heroin is an extract of the poppy seed, man.
Right.
The poppy plant. So everything comes from the earth. So if you understand, if it's now known that he could take a plant and turn it into a drug and make it a weapon, because the drug is basically a weapon.
Right.
All right. What do you think he's doing with the other plants, like the cane sugar? When you extract sugar from that cane syrup, that cane sugar, that extract is a fucking drug. When you take a coca leaf and extract cocaine from it, now it's a drug. So he put these extracts inside of food-like product to turn into a drug. Now your sons and your daughters are hooked on colorful drugs. They're hooked on the Skittles, they're hooked on the Starburst, they're hooked on the gummy worms, they're hooked on the juices because from the drug. What's the drug? Sugar, high fructose corn syrup, aspartame. Those are drugs, man. All right, and monosodium glutamate, because the extracts of a plant. When you take it away, like the Bobby Price said, the heart wasn't meant to function outside the body. When you extract the heart out the body, the heart loses function. So you take the sugar from the actual source, it loses function, man. So we were meant to, we think cane syrup as it is.
Right.
Like what's the sugar cane? Yeah, we were meant to eat certain things as it is, not as an extract, you know, as it is. As it is, man.
Last night, did watermelon, we did a national watermelon council, had one of the colleges to do research on watermelon and the benefits of watermelon. But you know, Dr. Price and other people that juice have been saying all the benefits that involve in watermelon. And now they're coming out because for a while they be telling people, we don't eat watermelon because it's going to make your sugar go up. But in the article they were saying there was very little to no sugar and very little to no spike in your sugar level when you eat watermelon. You know, so I mean I found that article very interesting, you know, because you know they tell you not to.
He's the father of life. Right,
indulge in a lot of sugary fruits like watermelon, apples, and all that. It's gonna run your sugar level. So people stay away from it.
Because it's not the sugar in fruit, which is fructose, all right? It's the fucking extract.
Right.
Processed sugar. You know, I was reading those same articles, man. Like, why would the Most High create something that we're not supposed to eat.
Right.
That's edible. Like, really, a watermelon is like a miracle food, man.
Right.
It's like gold. It's like gold water. You know? So now that's life itself, man.
You know, I was looking at a while back, a label. I want to say it was a Fanta soda, man. The ingredients in a Fanta here in Babylon and over there, like some part of Europe, man. The labels are significantly different. The label in America like a fucking paragraph, but you know, in over there it's very short, man.
Right.
You know, in the ingredients, the content is a lot less, man.
Because like Vladimir and a lot of European leaders, first of all, you can't have no GMOs over there in Europe.
Right.
So the leaders over there in Europe, they said we're not having no GMOs over here. No, like a lot of European countries, no high fructose corn syrup, no MSG, none of that crap, man. Only in America are you a food addict. But the reason why you're a food addict is really you're a drug addict. They got that show, My 600-Pound Life.
Right.
No, you're not addicted to food. You're really addicted to the drugs in the food. You know? You're really addicted to the drugs in the food. Because by the time you process it and you take the nutrients out, now it's a fucking drug.
Right.
So yeah, a drug addict. He keep intesting and taking in drugs, and pretty much he fucking pass out. And a person who have an eating disorder, they eat and eat to basically they pass out.
And then with those additives, you over-release dopamine. So the concentrated sugars in it, the concentrated salts, chemically refined salts like MSG. You OD, your dopamine gets so high, you chasing this high. But the drug is injected in the food. So you'll be sick and you'll know you'll have these health conditions. Then you get depressed because you are going on a diet and relapse and you go back to the food. So after a while, I was like, fuck it.
Back at the crack house.
But they test the drugs out on the rats.
Right.
You see the MSG experiment on the rat get fat. The high fructose, the sugar cube. One thing that happens in common, they all keep returning to the product.
Right.
That's why we keep, well, I'm willing, not us no more, but you keep returning to those food products. Because really, it's the drugs in the food.
It's called.
Yeah, it's but you really have it.
Yeah.
Like you buy a snack at the snack machine that's like some candy, then it'll hit you like, shit, I'm gonna buy another one.
Right.
It's chemically designed for you to have a craving to buy it again.
Right.
It's laboratory, it's chemically designed, man. Because just like the pills, they want returning customers. Oreos is more people than cocaine. Because sugar is a drug. Nigga, you a sorcerer. You the plug.
The logo on Oreos I forgot
With money symbols on. Yeah.
on the Oreo.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Because you got a
Come, right? So this is kind of going with everything we just going into, bro. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, starting at verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So our enemies been plotting against us, man, to overtake us, man. For the longest, man. You can even take it back to Cain and Abel or Esau, man, and Jacob. Because Esau said, you know what, when Isaac passed that, he was gonna slay his brother Jacob. So that habitual hatred of destroying and slaying Jacob continues on, man. The technology or the way of doing it have changed, but it's the same donkey, man, just a different sound. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And who are the hidden ones? The Lord's elect, man. Okay, and who's taking that crafty counsel, man? These elites, man. These banking families, man. These top elites.
I mean, build on you. It's really the whole nation is hidden. All of Israel, we all lost our identity. But yet the target is them to keep the law, like it says the elect.
Come. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And they achieved that to a certain point, man, because, you know, when our people came over here from the transatlantic slave trade, you know, we knew who we were, okay? We knew who we were. But as time progressed, man, with the beatings and the buck breakings and the lynchings in front of them and the crowds of the Israels, you know, the people, you know, they start beating that heritage out of us, changing our names, making us call upon their God, man. So eventually, you can see it today. That's still passed down because what our people do, man, they still going to these Christian churches. They still calling on Jesus. You know, they still celebrating holidays, so these pagan holidays, birthdays. They still, you know what I'm saying the Old Testament is done away with, so they think they can eat pork and abominable food. This is that, what did I predict the program, but this is that Stockholm syndrome that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. But we're in a time now, the Lord said he would bring us back into remembrance, man. Don't we once knew this?
Because even in the truth, man, it's about keeping the laws. That's it. We keep the laws to the best of our ability, but Jake's still going through the fast food line.
Right.
Jake's still addicted to processed food. You know, Jake still got that Western mindset that's still killing him.
Yeah.
The laws were meant to preserve your life. Now you gotta understand context. It's more than keeping the laws now.
Yeah.
You know? What you saying? Like
Oh, yeah, that's it, bro.
Because you carry a tradition. I was watching this TV show with my boy. It was just like a little kid TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
And the woman was in the kitchen on the show, and the older woman was teaching the younger woman, you know, like cooking recipes and stuff. And I forgot what she was gonna put in it. But she was like, this is what our ancestors ate. And the girl was like, our ancestors must have had diabetes. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, this soul food, this is what our ancestors ate. The girl was like, oh shit, our ancestors must have had diabetes then. If they put that in the script, I was like, yeah, they on to something.
Yeah.
It's facts. Like, you remember Soul Food, the movie?
Yeah. Big Mama.
Big Mama. But in commemoration of her, what do they do? They turn around and cook the same food that killed Big Mama. Big Mama's head was on fire. She couldn't feel the damn thing, man. You know why? You know why she caught that diabetes? Although there was a movie, she was eating slave food.
Right.
That macaroni and cheese would clog up your arteries.
Right.
That condensed cheese, the starch, clog up your arteries.
Rice, potatoes.
It's all the different carbs and starches in one.
Right.
Then I'm learning something called food combining. So really, like I was reading like Dr. Bobby Price, you're not really supposed to eat your protein with the carbs like that.
Right.
You're not supposed to mix your protein because it takes different enzymes to break down different food groups.
Right.
So you're neutralizing the enzymes, so now you're not properly metabolizing and breaking it down, so now you have food waste in your body.
Right.
So Big Mama was dropping that grease, chicken neck grease, over seasoning it. Now she got that high sodium. She's dropping in that fatty grease, right? With that trans fat, lard, trans fat, saturated fat, which basically clogs up your arteries, high blood pressure. All right. What else Big Mama was eating up in there? All them sweets, them cakes, and them pies.
Yeah.
All in one setting, all in one time.
And then the grease she cooked it in, they'll put it back in the Crisco thing, set it on the stove, and voila, you see what actually happens in your arteries.
You see what happens
see what
in your
happens.
arteries.
It becomes a solid base.
See, now you know better. Maybe you didn't know better back in the 90s. But now it's no excuse. Because you got TikTok, YouTube. That's the only thing. The biggest thing that's popular right now is really health.
Right.
Natural health. Every TikTok video showing you how to make something from nature.
Right.
So, like you said, bro, like, beautiful point. Man, you get done cooking that Crisco, and it solidifies. You put it in the can, you sit on the stove, that thing solidifies like a candle. Like you making a candle or a salve, man. And that's exactly what happens in your arteries. When I was young, 9, 10, they gave us demonstrations of what happened to you when you smoke cigarettes. It was like, breathe through this straw. And that's what happened when you try to smoke, and that's what's going on with your lungs. It's going how hard it is to be to breathe. Then we watched video, they gave us videos to watch on why you shouldn't do drugs. But they never got into that standard American diet.
Right. And that's why so many things like high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, blood clot. A lot of that, the doctors say, well, that's hereditary because you have been trained that way from a child to be that way. So you don't break that style of eating that you grew up on. You die of the same things that mom and papa died of.
Yeah, the thing that's really hereditary, like you said, is that damn diet you eat.
Right.
The same thing that killed your family, now you finna eat it.
Right.
The same thing that got granddad with no legs,
Right.
now you finna have it at an earlier age.
Right.
What was getting Papa back when he was in his 50s, you get it in your early 30s.
Right.
When your little was finna get it at 12, 13, 14.
Yep.
You know?
Nobody got high blood pressure like Jake, man. Jake, high blood pressure is hereditary, man, with Jake. It's like it's really passed down because of that generational habits of eating terrible foods, man.
You're passing down the same food that's hurting you to your offspring. That's what's hereditary, all right? Because if our grandparents ate from the earth, well, let me say this first before I get on to that. If our grandparents kept dietary laws, ate clean,
Right.
all right, it would hit us like that, man, all right? Because in Babylon, you do have a choice. We're no more ignorant anymore, man. So now it's like, well, you're just gonna do what satisfies you more. You still gonna eat that poison because it tastes better to you, man.
And the sad part about it, grandma and great grandma and them, as bad as they were eating, it wasn't as worse as it is now.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
The shit they got now is because really grandma and them did a lot of times, at least I'm gonna say on my behalf, on my end, they didn't have a whole lot of candy around, maybe some peppermint. They had some peppermint sticks or little peppermint candies. Yeah, man. Yeah, they didn't just hand that shit out randomly every day. Yeah, man, little chewing gum, baby. But and then like say off the land, they most of the time they went to the town for flour, meal,
Right.
Salt, milk, butter. In some cases, they'll even produce some of that stuff, man. But one of the main things our people couldn't shake away from is that goddamn swine.
That's swine.
That goddamn swine, man.
My grandma loved to be naked, but their foundation was on the farm. Like you said, they killed their own chickens back in the day.
Yeah.
30s, 40s. They killed their own, especially grew up in the rural areas.
Yeah.
So like I said, the main thing was the swine, and they mostly ate vegetables. That's another thing. They mostly ate vegetables. And they usually cook the vegetables in like lard. Yeah. That was the only
See,
error.
that was the worst part about it. They, like you said, they cook vegetables in lard and eating swine and chickens and all of those things. But if you fast forward to today, they don't eat vegetables like they used to. It's fast food, and which is clogging the arteries much faster and killing people much faster because people are not doing the home cooked meals like they used to back in the day. It's McDonald's and Burger King, all these fast food joints.
Trap house.
Right.
Well, speaking of that, the first trap house was like McDonald's.
Right.
Or whatever those little speed, because the first burger choice I believe was probably grass-fed meat. But I remember my grandma telling me, she was like, when they first had a McDonald's in Mississippi, I want to say Cleveland, Mississippi, the line was backed up all the way down the road.
Right.
And that reminds me how you explain the trap house.
Yeah.
Trap house jumping, man, a bando. The first bando was really like a fast food joint, man.
Right.
They literally lined up outside waiting to get it.
Yeah.
Just waiting to get it.
And you didn't get fast food until like weekends, like a Friday night or Saturday. But then in my childhood, it wasn't like no, Mama, what we eat tonight on a Monday night, you don't eat what was cooked Sunday, but was left.
So that was my cocaine. The first fast food was like cocaine. Then they start processing that shit.
Right.
That's crack. That's the heroin. But really, because there's no such thing as a food addict.
Right.
Because real food comes from your house earth. So you can't be a grape addict or orange addict or an apricot addict or a grass-fed addict. Because you're not naturally addicted to that shit.
Right.
It's the chemicals. But if the drugs are chemicals, and this shit is a chemical, isn't this not a drug too?
Right.
So really you're a drug addict, but you just consume your drug. That's all. Because what does the Food and Drug Administration have to do with your food? Why do scientists have to be involved in what you put in your mouth? Why do chemists have to be involved in what you put in your mouth?
Right.
Why are the same ingredients is on your house products in the food you eat? It's like methamphetamine. It's for drug addicts. Americans are drug addicts, man. All right? You're not 600 pounds, 400 pounds, technically because of the food. It's the drugs and the food that you keep going back to. They're lacing it. They're lacing these food products.
Right.
The food and the meat and dairy is being laced with hormones, laced with antibiotics, and your body is consuming that.
Like a crackhead ain't just looking bad like that because he's holding the crack pipe.
Yeah.
It's the crack he putting in it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's causing the problem.
Yeah, right.
So it's like you said, describe the food, man. It's the food in general. It's not. It's what they put in the food, man. All this bullshit they put in it, man. Basically, that's what it is. It's poison, man.
And it's heavy because Esau sells his drugs with the green light the government has given him. Cigarettes are legal, right?
Right.
But cigarettes on average kill 580,000 people a year.
But it's legal.
But it's legal.
Dope.
Dope boy, behind the counter. The dope behind the counter.
Same as alcohol.
Methamphetamine, secondhand smoke kill 40,000 people a year. So if your loved ones smoke, it's a chance you're gonna die from that shit. Alright, like you said, alcohol. Now, in the ancient world, the alcohol, the liquor, was straight off the land. We had our own vineyards. We had our own barley and whey. But this shit here, it's poison. Okay, yeah, it's poison, man. Oh, you want to sip the car and let it get good?
Nah, I just need to see it.
Okay.
Just to tell.
Yep.
And you mean thing, lightheaded a little bit.
We're gonna be cursing like E right here. We're gonna be cursing like Esau right here.
You got something for you, bro.
All right.
This is the book of Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at verse 41. Moreover, the king Antiochus wrote his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
The world order back then. Yep. This is going on now. That's why tradition or the ways of the Most High is being demonized. It's regressive. You know, it's toxic masculinity. Nah, you just trying to get everybody to that Satanist way of thinking, man.
But they didn't succeed back then.
Nope, right.
But now they trying to reiterate. They want to bring it back. Run it back.
Run that back.
Verse 2, verse 42. And every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
And what was going on, this was Hellenized Israel. So what was going on, basically, Satan didn't want to suffer no more. It was as though they was being sanctioned. So in order to get that oppression out them, they assimilated into the ways of the Greeks. They bowed down. So they actually sacrificed swine's flesh. They participated in Greek events. All right, this is how you have the NBA, the Olympics, the NFL, football. We had all the UFC, UFC. We had Pope, we had rapping. We had ciphers back then. They were poets. You know, Socrates, Plato. They had it back then. We had Shakespeare. We had NASCAR called chariot racing. You know, they had big apartments in the cities and shit. All right, we had all that back during the Grecians and the Romans, man. All right, but that was because it became lit when Jake assimilated into that. We got a book called Ancient Greece. They show actual Israelites running nude, all right, in the Olympics. They show Israel sacrificing swine's flesh, like Bacchus and all that. That was really, see, when Yahushua was here, the apostles were cultured up. That was in a time where it was very exciting. You know, when you think about Yahushua, the apostles being sent forth, you know, you might think of, you know, men going through these cities, you know, villages and shit, are prophesied and telling about Yahushua. Now, when they was doing the Greco-Roman Empire, Ephesus, Colossus, Rome, that was like going through Memphis and prophesying. That was no small matter. Going through New York and prophesizing, man.
6th Street.
That's right, man. Las
6th
Vegas.
Street, 6th Street too, but I'm thinking Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street, man. That was it. Paul was going where it was lit. Chief place of concourse, that's why he had the biggest reaction. People were riding. All right, men of Ephesus, they wanted to kill him because he was knocking their hustle. But man, we turned him over. He turned these people away from these idols. Shit, well, we make idol stones for the idol. Idol carving.
Money.
How to get money.
I was just gonna say, if you think about it now, in the Olympics, they still almost running new. You look at the attire that they have on. It's just barely covering up.
Especially the women.
Right.
Especially the women. See in the cave. even us, we're still learning what we're not supposed to do. Like in the kingdom, we're not gonna have short sleeves on, man. You know? We're not gonna have shorts on. We're not wearing shorts right now. But we're not gonna wear shorts and white beaters. You know, we in the South they wear shorts and white beaters. That's exposing your body. You're not gonna expose none of that, man. We're not gonna have on denim pants. Nah, if you have on pants, it's gonna be like a linen type fabric. There's gonna be a garment over it, man. These are like underwear. That's why pants are really short for panties. Pantaloons, I think that's how you say it. So that was Esau that really started the whole pantaloon thing and wearing pants. That's really what you call trousers. Pants are really trousers. Huh? None. Pants are really trousers, man. You don't wear trousers out in the open like this. And this shirt, right? You probably can't see it. This shirt really goes like a skirt. Really, the shirt is the garment. It's supposed to cover your trousers down to the foot. You know? So we're still westernized in a way that we can't really help. You know? If it's hot outside, you really want like white linen, white fabrics. Yeah. That ain't bullshit out there. You know? That's wrong though. That's wrong. And if you want to know about little market man come down, you know, tumblers and shit. Yeah, man, the ancient world was lit, man. You know, Esau had me thinking like it was only lit now. Oh, it's the same shit. Wrong, man. You got electricity now. You're just a little more advanced, a little tech, man.
The cameras and fire torches and shit burn bright back then.
Yeah, that's right.
They seen out on the streets and everything.
It was right. If you ever watch the TV show Nature Long, they had electricity back then, which was far more better than what we have now. I stand corrected. Really, the Syrians created that battery. You know, even they were speculating that the Egyptians had technology to put the pyramids together. I'm not gonna totally dismiss it. You know, I don't know the depths of it, but I do know for a fact that they had technology back then. Right. And really, that was speculated at the time of Adam was more advanced then than now, because they're speculating that the Milk Atlantis was really the time of Adam. It was underwater, or the time before the flood. I said the time before the flood was really what they call Atlantis. Speculation. In the way this author explained it, we were closer to the Most High back then. Right. So the closer you are to the Most High, the more advanced you're going to be in your civilization. Contrary to popular belief. The closer you are to the Most High, the more civilized you are. The farther you are from the Most High, the more savage you are. That's why by the time Esau came over here, a lot of the northern kingdom were in a primitive state. Like Zebulon, Issachar, they moved to Apocalypto, sacrificing, they're doing all this crazy shit, gang banging, because there was so many hundreds of years away from the Most High. You see? Now, thousands of years from the Most High. That's why if we started practicing the things and the laws, we would look at it as crazy then. You know? We look at it as crazy now. Yep. Right. We look at like the brother said, big brother, we look at it as crazy now. When we first started growing our beard, I know what you're doing. You came into the truth over 10 years ago. You know what you're doing? You know, your potter's about me on some big raw shit. You ain't lining up. I remember going to the barber shop and I came to the knowledge and I was like, you know, don't line my hair. Like, they like, you said you look bad walking out my chair like this. The best was coming down. That's why I learned how to cut my hair. Right. You don't make me look bad, man. Once your hair is natural line, it's gonna line itself. It's gonna line itself up, huh? You know? They got that natural widow's peak. The Most High didn't create the Israelites to have hairline. That's Egyptian and Grecian stuff. Right. He didn't create you to have a baby face. Like that secret baby face. You're a motherfucking man. I don't want a baby face, man. Alright, listen, the Most High didn't create us to be feminine. Or effeminate, you know, soft and cute. You know, one might say that about you. But he didn't make us to be cute. All of us to be cute. We're men, we're builders. We build, man. We build, we protect.
And I'm gonna say this real quick too, because if some brothers who's in this truth who don't have a beard, it's not because they don't want it.
Yeah, they just can't grow it.
They just can't grow.
It's genetics. It's the curse of genetics.
That's it.
And even within, it's certain herbs that you can use to start stimulating their growth.
Yeah.
Some of us, we're not going to have it into the kingdom. Some of us, you know, those herbs, those oils, it stimulates that growth, man.
But then we go back to some of our ancestors too, because look at Gad. Gad didn't have beards.
But you know, it's speculated, you know, they mixed it with the Assyrians and, you know, that affected them, you know. Like you said, a lot of brothers that got Gad in their blood, they don't have hair because of that. They don't have beards because of that. Or a brother might be a Gadite, like you said, Gad, Reuben, but he doesn't have that full beard. Might be thin, patchy. Like I'm still patchy. You know what I mean? I'm Levi, Judah, but I'm still patchy. You know? Because we still got Gad in our mother's side. You know how they go.
Right.
But the point is, man, you go into these laws and set a standard, man. And these laws expose the wickedness of the world that we live in that we took as a normalcy, man. Swine is not, we're not supposed to be swine. Swine is in our say, the pig is a beautiful creature because of its function in the ecosystem. It has a beautiful role. It's a buzzard, right? It's a land buzzard. It's a 4-footed fat buzzard. Because the other buzzard, that land weighs too. But guess what? They have eat up their carcass. Like if you know it's a buzzard, it's not domesticated. So if an animal dies, get hit by a car, it's gonna come out of nowhere. Pig is more domesticated, so that's within the confines of your estate. So I think it'd be wise if you had an estate to have some pigs, because you have a zero waste system.
That's it. Because, you know, to me, as I'm speaking as a man, it's a symbolic of Esau. Because they got the same color, same texture, skin almost, you know, and then what a pig do? He devour everywhere you put it. You know, so same way Esau does.
Well, on the movie Ip Man, they call Esau like an insolent swine. They call him that. Are you an insolent swine, man? Oh, it's because but you know, it's a point you made. Swine has no standards, no restrictions. He's an indiscriminate consumer.
Right.
And he tells you in Job when he's about to fill his belly. So a swine gonna eat when he fills his belly.
Right.
So that's how Esau moves with his system. As soon as he strips the earth of his resources, and it's like filling his belly, man. And like you said, he really is the human swine on earth, man. Who's the point, man? Speaking of swine, you know, he's unclean, he got a sick tongue.
Right.
Yeah, you know, the dog hair, and he sweat like a damn swine. He has no pigment. You got certain swines is pigmented, but generally it's like pink.
Yeah, I mean, naturally thought of one, you know,
pink, yeah. But that's like a swine. Esau has a use. He's a good servant. Make it down, because he's gonna make sure get down with servant.
Good 1,000 years strong.
1,000 years strong, man. That's,
Get it too, boy.
Yep, that's right. You know?
Get back in Maccabees first chapter, verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, and they should follow the strange laws of the land. And like you were saying earlier, how people supposed to follow the laws, statutes, commandments, how about you outside to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord got his prophets, we're out here doing the will, how about you outside, warning our people, telling our people, directing our people to follow the ways of how about you outside. But our people would rather do what Esau say do, as what? Just do as thy will. You know what I'm saying? Have it your way. You don't live your best life. So you just continually do what the heathens do. You eat what you want to eat. You don't like we're in the Day of Atonement. Most Jakes ain't honoring the Day of Atonement.
No, they don't know what it is.
Don't know what it is. Jake don't honor the Sabbath. Jake having sex with a woman every damn day of the week.
That's
you know?
Yep. Can I say this? Our laws require rest days.
Thank you.
Our laws require days when you're supposed to rest from your labor. Our laws require days when your soul and your body is supposed to chill.
Right.
Like you said, Jake got sex with a woman 7 days a week. No, you don't have a chill that day. But it's not to oppress you. That's to recharge.
Right.
It's not an actual battery, man.
Right.
But you can battery got a charge.
Still got to talk. They burn it.
That's just on the battery, man.
Because you're restricted.
Yep.
So all you do is, you know, give things how about me outside, relax, man. You know, rejuvenate.
And we're on a particular fast where we're rejuvenating,
Yeah.
we're eliminating toxins.
Yeah.
When we put that food back in our body, we're going to be rejuvenated.
Yeah. Yeah.
This gave your body one dry fast is equivalent to a 3-day water fast. So we're eliminating, we're giving our body time to heal. Because it took a break from using, once your body doesn't have any food to burn or metabolize, it's going to use that same energy that it would have used to burn that food to heal your body.
And I tell you, the Most High, He just emptied days up into the day of atonement. He just emptied my whole system. You know, I thought I had a stomach virus. You know, He just emptied out, which I'm thankful for that because all of my vitals get back to normal.
It's good. It's
You know,
beautiful.
of course, I'm a little weak now because I don't have anything in
Yeah.
it. You know, but you know,
And the healing going on all in the midst of it.
right.
You know.
So you said before the atonement, you felt like you had a virus?
Yeah, you know, I told you that the tooth, you know, I guess my body was getting rid of all of that from that tooth situation I had. And so my body was empty, started emptying everything.
Well, the reason why I asked you that to reiterate, because I was fucked up. And about 3 weeks ago, I had a tooth infection. When the tooth infection subsided, I'm assuming that infection itself was leaving my body.
Right.
But the most I hope still to deal today. Like I said, fasting is medicine.
Right.
And if you're in Babylon, and I say this as a man that care about your brothers and sisters, the day of atonement should be the only day you dry fast.
Right.
Because it's medicine. No matter how clean we eat, we're still eating toxins, we're absorbing toxins, we're breathing in toxins, we're drinking toxins, we're bathing in toxins. So it'll behoove you to fast frequently, man. Because fasting is medicine, man. You know? Because your body is a hyper sophisticated healing system. It's a hyper intelligent cleansing system. But you got, if your body is too busy metabolizing food, it's never going to have time to heal itself. That's why when you're sleeping is really the most high put you in surgery. Because when you put somebody in surgery, what you do? Put them to sleep. So really when you're sleeping, it's as though the most high is putting you through surgery or to really allow your body to cleanse itself and to detoxify itself, which is painful, so he puts you to sleep. And when your stomach is empty, it's painful, hunger pains, so he puts your ass to sleep.
It is beautiful that you said that because in America today, 90% of the people's body is still at work while they sleep. That's why it doesn't heal because they didn't ate late at night. So now their stomach, their liver, their kidney, everything is working and pumping to try to remove the fluid in there. So it can't really heal anything because it's working against it.
And you eat past 7 meals every day. And that means 7 days a week, your body is not healing itself.
Right.
So as time progresses, you're on a downward spiral of decline.
Right.
Because you never had a reset. So now here, and if your body never heals itself, it never cleanses itself. If it never rids itself of those toxins get into your bloodstream and start to generate your tissue in your organs.
Right.
Hence the disease.
And then most important thing, we got to exercise.
Yep.
We got to include that in there because that keeps if the organs can receive blood that's bringing in nutrients, it's going to continue to fight. But if it's not receiving any nutrients, it has nothing to work with.
Yep. And then speaking of exercise, your body has, I want to say, 6 ways to release waste. Your body has to build the toxins.
Right.
One major way is sweating.
Right.
Going back to exercise. So if you exercise, you're releasing those toxins, man.
Right.
You know, you do it through pissing, you do it through bowel movement, all right? You do it through coughing, like feeling mucus. Those are just carriers for toxins. The carrier oil, so to speak.
Right.
They're mucus, man. All right? Even I was reading about dandruff. Dandruff is really your body releasing toxins. If your colon is so backed up, it's going to release those toxins through your scalp. Right. So that's how dandruff is, like toxins, man. It comes from the inside on out, you know? So, as the brother said, you know, you gotta exercise. Exercise activates those toxins, man. Activates releasing those toxins.
And then what you do when you want to exercise, get your heart rate up. You know, your heart rate should be at a certain beats per minute for at least 10, 15, 20 minutes. And so what you do is you take your aim and subtract it by 220, and that lets you know what heart rate you need to have, your maximum heart rate. Right, let me show you this too. Go back a minute.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. For bodily exercise profit little, but goodness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So exercising is definitely good, man. You know, so when you exercise, some icing on the cake, as they say, could be is listening to a video, man.
Right.
That way you getting, you know what I'm saying, physical exercise and spiritual nourishment, man.
Right.
You like killing two birds with one stone, man. You know? Right. And and by the time you listen to a whole video, the video might be 30 minutes. But, you know, you walking, you done did 3 miles. You know, 2.5, 3 miles.
Ain't that something? Because you could run, let's say, a mile in 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
15 minutes. But it takes 30 minutes to walk back. So when you walking back, that's enough time. Listen to the pop, listen to your favorite count. You know, you might do 2 miles or whatever. All right, but by the time you're walking back, that might be a 30-minute walk, 45-minute walk. And now your spirit is open to listen, you know?
You got a video that will come through the spirit will put on you to do once you actually get to your destination.
Right, man.
You know?
It's a fight, man. The Most High, his brand is purity.
Right.
So really your body is always seeking purity. So you gotta make sure your body is in a state of purity. And that's good for your spirit, man. Cleansing detox is really a purification process.
Yeah, then it also opens the pineal gland to where you can receive what you're listening to.
Yep.
So things begin to resonate with you, and you know you're feeling good spiritually. You get hyped spiritually, or you're in a learning state. So you know it's opening up that left side of the brain.
Yep. Yeah, pineal gland and pineal gland, which is the house of your spirit, which is really a receptor to your how about outside. And this mad evil scientist, he's putting the chemicals to process food, to calcify that pineal gland, cut off that spiritual connection. He don't want you praying. He don't want you fasting. Ultimately, he don't want you calling on Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
You know, because you can take it all from us, but we got Yahweh Bahasham Shai, be good.
Right. Yeah, when they deal with you, how about you outside? It's like that student going across, or whoever going across that chalkboard with their nails, man.
Yeah.
It drives them crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Then he don't want us coming into power.
Yeah.
Its security comes from our transgressions. As long as we're in a state of transgression, then that's going to secure security.
Right.
But if we go back to a place of obedience, he has the record. Every time we prayed and fasted and turned to the east towards the Yahweh Bashim Shai, he took us a deliverer.
Right.
But that main deliverer is Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You know, that's what the book of Judges was about.
And then if you know, just thinking about the whole day of atonement, if you look at it, the priests, you know, made atonement and made offerings for the sacrifice of the people as well as themselves. And basically that's what we're doing. You know, being out here making sacrifices, you know, sacrificing our body, sacrificing the spirit, sacrificing for Yahshua Allah as well as ourselves. But the Most High, you know, and this me speaking as man, you know, going by the scriptures, it seems like, you know, the 2/3 are going to be that sacrifice, you know, that burnt offering. You know, because, you know, they're not taking heed to the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Most High. So, you know, it's a big thing, you know, to call on things from the Most High, you know, and not do his work in his will.
Right. So like I said, it's all about, because that's another thing. The Most High has systems of protection, of covering and cleansing. Like the Passover.
Right.
All right, that's a spring cleaning.
Right.
A spring, to get rid of the droughts in Israel, to get rid of, you know, either the droughts inside you or a brother that has become drought.
Right.
Unfortunately. And he simply he has to be removed. It's a cleansing system. Speaking of cleansing,
Right.
Day of Atonement is another cleansing system.
Right.
We cleanse ourselves and that atones us of our sins.
Right.
But also it's a cleansing system of a brother has to be removed, man.
Right.
Right? Because that's the Most High is dealing with his house.
Right.
It's heavy because of the night. You know what I mean? Cleansing, you know what I mean?
Right.
No? Yep.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, starting verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways, and seek and ask for the old path.
The old paths, the old ways. 613 laws of Yahweh. That's our government. That's our constitution.
Right.
That's our system, our judicial laws, ceremonial laws that you were getting into, dietary laws, marriage. Yeah, you're born into the ceremonial laws. I guess it's part of the ceremonial. There's another one too. I can't think of it right now, but most I had different facets of government.
Laws
Government,
of the land.
laws of the land. Yup. So the Most High created us to be sovereignty, man. See, that's what I fucking desire. You should desire sovereignty. You desire to rule, but you should desire to not be under another nigga, man.
Right.
You shouldn't be having to put on work clothes. The nigga's giving you a wage.
Right.
Oh, I get paid. You know? You're supposed to own everything around you.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
half the dude is in his hand. He can tell you fired. I'm sorry, hey, we don't need you. Now you gotta go, tell the wife and family, or you just gotta go home and be like, damn, I'm gonna pay for damn bill.
You looking at your dog, the dog looking at you. Like, am I gonna get the same? You know?
Give me the bitch,
Why? That's why the Most High created men.
Right.
We have our own world. We don't need to live in another man's world.
Right.
He created he created us to be rulers of our own. Not under another man, man.
Same.
Yeah, and that's why he said, if you follow my laws, statutes, and commandments, I will make you ride on the highest mountain. And that means that, like you guys are going into about losing your job and doing it, if you're doing the will of the Most High, He's gonna make sure you have your daily bread. He's gonna make sure you eat. He's gonna make sure you're taken care of. Now, I'm not saying we're not gonna struggle, but that's something that He's gonna a burden He's gonna remove off of us.
Yeah. Yep.
And we'll be able to withstand the things that go on, during crisis. Like when the C-19 was floating around, a lot of people lost their jobs. But a lot of brothers that's in the truth had jobs. And had a way to maintain. And then they were there to help other brothers.
Your struggles, it teaches you how to trust them.
Right.
Because we're not going to be building stuff on this side. We're not going to have nations, build our own nation here. Our whole thing is really trusting.
Right.
Because you say, we're going to struggle. Right. But the struggles have lessons in them.
Right.
It teaches you to trust something, man. It teaches you patience too.
Right.
Because you have a car problem or something. That the Spirit is on the amount of time for you to relieve you of that.
Right.
Phone problems, domestic problems. It's part of it, man.
Right.
Scripture says what? Trust the Lord with all thy heart, lean not to your own understanding. Like you said, hey, lay your heart first in the outside. And that shows your faith, man. If you trust in the Lord, you gotta have faith. If you're gonna have faith, then you're just gonna sit back and believe in the outside and do what He said to do. And then His words are faithful and true.
Right. These brothers gonna go through different things. Like, some brothers go through financial, some brothers go through health problems, some brothers go through dealing with other, self things within them. So everybody's gonna have a different life. But that's why the Most High put us here to put, build brothers that we are the Most High. So I can stream you, you can stream me. Well, or what you tell me. And that's the beauty of being in His, circle of, or part of the elect. I'll say that.
The body.
Right.
Yeah, and then also you gotta understand why you have these afflictions.
Right.
Alright, as a matter of fact, the brother get that in First Peter 4 for the fiery trial with the try you more precious than gold. See, these trials is really love from your house. It's to purify you for the kingdom. It's also to try your integrity, to see if you're gonna hold fast in this truth and you're gonna tap out. But you need some type of resistance in your life. From any angle, whether it's health, finances, women, children, job. The Most High can give you resistance, man. That keeps you on a spiritual edge. You're not supposed to be patient. You're not supposed to be complacent in captivity, man. All right?
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High rested upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
Or whatever I told you to be. No, it's that fiery trial which is try you, man. All right? So the Most High is trying us, he's trying our integrity. Yeah, through the straits. Because he's likened us into vessels inside of an oven. And before you can use that vessel, before you can sell it, whatever you're going to do with it, you have to try it first. Every product that you make, it has to be tried. So what are you trying? You're trying its integrity. So when the heat turns up, is it going to crack? Is it going to hold fast? Keep it shape. You know, it's going to keep it shape. You know? But I also like that fire, man, it keeps you in the spirit of patience. The sweetest thing about fire is that you can always resort back to the truth. You can go home and you start reading comfort scriptures. You know?
I'm going to read verse 12 again. Yep. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning fiery trials, which is to you as though some strange thing happened unto you. Yep. So we shouldn't think it's strange, because the Lord said that, you know, he would afflict those he loved, roughly paraphrasing. So he's letting us know he's gonna, try us. He's gonna do things to us to test our faith, to test our endurance, okay? Just to see that we are truly servants of his, man. That we're going to go through these things and yet it still be a true servant, man. And we always have Job to look at, man. The Lord put Job through the most, man. But yet and still, he continued on to serve who? Yahweh, man. Okay? His wife was. The Lord, amen, had all the Job kids, okay? All the Job livestock, okay? He lost everything, man. The servant kept coming back to him back to back, telling him something had happened, okay? Job got sick, And what did his wife tell him, man? Do thou retain thy integrity? Curse out the Most High and die, But Job hit him back with what? What, bro? Job told him, we to receive good from the Most High, not evil. Okay? You speak as a foolish woman speaks. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So
right.
You got
balance.
You
gonna have good days in this truth. You have bad days.
Yeah.
A lot of times, bad days become your normal. Then the Most High turns the fire on that.
Yeah.
When you get used to stuff not working or being sick, or you figure out how to maneuver, all right? Guess what? He'll turn it up, man. He'll hit you from different angles that you're not used to, man. The brother made a point, man. A lot of things that you get, the Most High put on you, a brother might have a help on it. A brother might have an expertise on that, You gotta learn how to rely on each other as well. You carry your own cross, but if a brother knows something that can help you seek that brother. So I know myself, I can feel Mr. just dealing with myself, Mr. Hyper independent. You shoot yourself in the foot like that, man.
Right. I think we all like that to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It's just something we have to work on. That's the Most High to allow us to open up, and be, open up to brothers and ask for their help and not have that self-pride.
Because, oh, go ahead. So I used to ask myself, like, damn, I don't see myself as prideful. But I did have pride, but it was the type of pride I thought I had. So, for example, I don't think I'm better than a brother. I'm not here to look down on nobody. I don't shoot. This is the pride I had.
Right.
But the pride of I do it myself.
Right.
That's prideful too.
Right.
So, and it comes from traumas. Maybe somebody treated you like shit that somebody helped you when you was younger. They treat you like shit. Now you bringing it in the world, like, I mean, bringing it in the truth, like, now I want to, you know, do that, or I don't want to be a burden on the brother. But we out here to lose. We out here to lose, man.
Right.
It's good to say lose money for our friend's sake. Now, the flip side of that, you can't just be dependent on a brother. You ain't helping yourself. But if you're a man that's working, you handling your business, and adversity comes, that's what it's for.
Right.
You know?
I got it.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 48, according to what the brother was reading down there. I want to read this in the NLT. This is Isaiah 48 and 9. It said, yet for my own sake, until for the honor of my name, I will hold back my anger and not wipe you out. I have refined you, but not as silver is refined. Rather, I have refined you in the furnace of suffering.
And really, that ultimately is suffering as a nation of slavery. Then it's this individual thing we're going through is truth. Or we have sufferings of affliction as a body, man. It's like any disease, the whole body suffers, man.
I will rescue you for my sake.
Yep.
Yes, for my own sake. I will not let my reputation be tarnished, and I will not share my glory with idols.
Because if the Most High do away with us as a nation, then his reputation is ceased because we're his ambassadors.
Right.
That's why we're supposed to be called the Israel of Yahweh. We're the walking image, we're the walking face of Yahweh. We're supposed to be the walking face of Yahweh on the earth. We're supposed to be Yahweh's ambassadors on earth, man. And nations are supposed to come to us for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know? Like, that's how other nations come to the Americas to get educated.
Right.
They go to Harvard. They came from India. When they came to America and get their degrees, now the other nations supposed to come over. The other nations are supposed to come to us to get civilized, to learn mannerisms, to learn laws, to go back and enrich their nation.
Right.
How do we know King Solomon?
Right.
It said his spirit filled the earth. Because what happened was nations would visit King Solomon for wisdom.
Right.
He was like a guru that you would visit. You know?
We're going to teach the nations how to live an actually prosperous life by ways of
How much should you have shot? Right? But yeah, the nations are going to come to us for learning, to get educated, to get civilized, man, to get cultivated, to get cultured, to get grown, man. Alright? But first, we have to go through our trials and get tried and go from being students to teachers. Our graduation hat is going to entitle us to be kings and priests. But you can't, you're not really born a king or a priest. You really got to get groomed into that position. See, we're groomed to be judges. That's why Scripture says what? Should not the saints judge the world? What does that mean when it says the saints won't judge the world? We're literally going to judge everybody. We're really going to be like King Solomon's on the planet Earth, man.
And the beautiful thing about that, the Most High is entrusting us now with the truth, with the knowledge. So when we get in the kingdom, look how much more. That's why the scriptures say, you know, he that is trusted with very small will have rulership over much more in the kingdom. Just roughly paraphrasing. You know, so I mean, if the Most High taps you on the shoulder and can woke you up to the truth, you know, you got a lot to be thankful for, because he could allow you to be born as an Edomite. You know, but you were born as an Israelite.
And 2/3 is bigger than 1/3.
Right.
So it's a greater chance that we could have been 2/3.
Come.
It's a greater chance that we could have been 2/3 and allotted for death. You know? But not, like you said, it's very, like you see, first of all, he could have made us a heathen, all right, which is greater than, that was more probable than being an Israelite, all right, because there's 18 different nations.
Right.
Then on top of that, make you an Israelite, he could have set you up to do 2/3. So there's a greater chance that you could have been wicked than righteous, man. So consider yourself fortunate, man. All right?
This is the book of John, 1 John, chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. But, you know, we're Yasha'Allah, okay? We're the sons of the Most High. We're the princes of the power, man. And a lot of our people especially, they don't know that, man. They don't know that. They don't have a clue. But the time is coming, man, when the Lord is going to make known who his prophets are, who his elect are. And when people see that, they're going to see brothers that look like us, like the northern kingdom, southern kingdom, all together, man. Okay? It's going to be the nation of Israel. It's not going to be Esau, Edom. Okay? It's not going to be none of the other nations, man. That's why we give thanks to God by Shem outside, as y'all brothers just speaking on, that we're Israelites, man, because we could have been a heathen nation. Okay? He didn't have to bestow his love upon us. Okay? He could have made us, you know what I'm saying, the worst out the bunch when it comes to the other nations, man. Edomite. Okay? Edomite has an expiration date, man. Each nation of Esau will be no more, as prophecy has spoken of, man. And that prophecy is going to come to pass, man. And that's written in the book of Obadiah. So the love that the Lord has bestowed upon us, man, that's why us men in this truth, man, we pray that we're not only called, but we're chosen, man. That's why we do everything in our power to do what's pleasing y'all by Shem Yahshua to the best of our ability, man. Coming out the highways and byways, doing the work, being brotherly, okay? Being there for one another, fellowshipping, doing the work, reading, studying, okay? Just praying throughout the day and walking the ways of righteousness, man. When we're not around each other, man, to do it even more, man. When we're in the absence of brothers, we still proceed and pursue to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. We don't waver, man. And not the right side, we don't waver. We continue to walk in the ways of righteousness, whether we're with brothers or without brothers, man.
Yeah, brother. Well said, man. All right, good, man. Through the Spirit, the Most High is going to usher us into a place that's way beyond this, man. All right? I'm thinking of that scripture. We see a new heavens and a new earth. As a matter of fact, we just get Revelation 21. The one to the kingdom, right?
It's the book of Revelation. Book of Revelation, chapter 21, starting at verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride, out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
That's us descending from the chariots, man. All right? And that's why we go through that purification process. Because in our homeland, before an Israelite woman got married, all right, she would go through 1 year purification, 6 months in this particular type of oil, and 6 months in another particular type of oil. Well, this is our purification process, because the Apostle Paul said that basically, I've likened you to a virgin, all right, being betrothed to Yahushua. So our purification process isn't really oils, it's really affliction. That's fire. Fire is a purification agent, man. All right?
And piggybacking precept on that. That's not like what these Sunday pastors teach. There's no new city coming out of the sky. Like the brother said, it's talking about a city can't put on garments. You know, and a precept to back that up is Isaiah 52. And 1, it said, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, which is talking about Yahshua. Put on thy beautiful garment, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised, and the unclean. So that's going into the city, like the brother said. Those that was 1/3 that was taken up in the chariots and coming down out of the chariots and coming back with your house. And there's another precept in Baruch 5 that goes more in that talks about the affliction that the brother was talking about.
Because, like you said, it's not gonna be a city descending from the sky, descending from the chariot.
Right.
And then, you know, under the city, you see the pipes and shit.
Right.
Like, you know, the sewage system. You know, it's gonna get connected to the ground. It's gonna get connected to like, it don't make sense, man. You know, with the Most High, all things are possible, but it's a people before it's a place.
Right.
So the people make up the city. You know? You know?
Back in verse 3 of Revelation 21, and they heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power.
The Most High himself should be our power. Because right now he's not dwelling with us. It's as though he cast himself out from us and disconnected from us. Like, I don't claim you no more. You know, like he don't claim his son, man. But in the kingdom, we're going to be reunited with our power, and we're going to be respected as a power source, man. Right? If you get that scripture also, we're going to get fame in the place where we put the shame. In the place where we say, you are not my people. There we say, you are the sons of the living power. And we're in the beginning phases of that now, because it's being recognized on the international level that we are the Israelites, man. It's being recognized on the international level and that we are the Israelites, man. You know? You know? Good. No, it's all good. I mean, at the end of the day, all right, we're no longer in the. We're gonna come out a lot greater than how we came in. We came in with shame, but we're gonna leave with glory, man. All right. So, in the place that we'll put the shame, which is Babylon, how will we put the shame through slavery? And part of that shame was, look, man, they got pictures of us in slavery. They have pictures of us in the cotton fields, man. All right, that's shame. A picture of shame, like a mug shot. Mug shot is shameful, man.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 19. Behold, at the time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that helped and gathered her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in the land where they have been put to shame.
I will give them praise and fame in the place where they have been put to shame. That means that we're going to be celebrities leaving America, man. This living power, all right, that's circling America, all right, that has its agents, its angels, all right, encompassing America through something called UFO visits, all right? That living power is going to exalt us, all right, bring us to a level of honor, so we're going to be called Yahweh's people, man. The 1/3, man, is going to be known with a 1/3, because it tells you that Yahweh's going to lift up a standard against the elite, man. Or against the elite's military. Or that's not going to happen outside of America, it's going to happen in America, man. Where the help is going to be needed most. Alright? Alright, because that ark is going to be very apparent real soon that we're in the ark, man. Okay? This is the ark that we're in, man. Alright? Yep.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 19 in the NLT. And I will deal severely with all who have oppressed you. I will save the weak and helpless ones. I will bring together those who are chased away. I will give glory and fame to my former exiles, wherever they have been mocked and shamed.
Former exiles, man. Wherever they have been mocked and shamed. And really, we've been mocked and shamed all over the globe, man. So it's going to be known on the international level, right, who we are, man. We're coming into beautiful, dark, beautiful times. It's going to start out dark and trying, but it's going to end off beautiful, man. You know?
Verse 20. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord Yahweh.
We actually have a prison release coming up. Right? Just like you're in prison, right? And you find out that your prison release date is soon.
Yeah.
Like you're weeks away from your prison release date. You start building excitement, man. Days away. So we're close to our prison release date. But our prison was so extended as a nation that we were in prison so long that we thought that we were not in prison. Then Mosiah woke us up and said, "Nah, you're in prison." All right, because you receive a punishment for what you did in the ancient world. Right? Now he woke us up because only reason he woke us up through prophecy is because we're about to get released. You know, we're about to get, because slavery was over. Technically, slavery ended 1969. So from 1619 to 1969 was our prison sentence, man. Right now we're at the end of that prison sentence, man.
And it's funny you say that because it's just like in the movies. You know, when somebody in jail find out that they're about to hit the road, and somebody don't like it, what do? They go start a fight there to make their time be extended. And that's what Esau been doing. You know, he's been doing hard to push us to extend our time and try to keep it inside back to the beginning. Doing all, having us to do all ungodly things and acts, you know, to extend that time even longer.
Yep. And we're building something right now too. We're building that spiritual temple, that third temple.
Right.
And just like in the time of Nehemiah, I mean, was it Nehemiah, Ezra? Nehemiah. This is the time of Nehemiah. We had adversaries stopping us from building the temple. That's why we got like vocab.
Right.
All right. He's stopping us. He wants to stop us and inhibit us. All right, from spiritually building that temple, man. And like you said, you want to evoke us to get into a state of transgression or carnality to extend that prison sentence, man. But the 1/3 already set for a release date, man.
Right.
We just gotta stay spiritual.
Yes. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, starting verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, meaning you've lived out your prison sentence. You wrote it. You did your time. You know.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Now you gotta drink that cup.
Your court date time.
Now your court date is coming up.
You about to be sentenced.
Most I finna Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You
Trump
know?
that bitch.
Oh, Trump that bitch, man. Brother, we get that Psalm 75 starting at verse 7. This one they expound on next week. Yep.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 75, verse 7. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and sitteth up another.
Yep, he put us down one and set it up another. So he put us down as a nation and set up Esau Edom.
Yep. I have seen servants on horses,
Right.
and princes
Walking in service.
walking in service.
Yeah. So that represents sin.
I have seen service on throne. No, yeah, service on throne.
Service on horses.
Service on horses.
Yeah.
Princes.
It's that picture right there where Esau on his lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And Judas standing beside the horse.
Right.
All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yep. And we're the 12 tribes, not just Judah, but Judah, the nation of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, or the kingdom of Ephraim, we're walking the earth as servants. Even overseas as a collective, We're in subordinate positions, man. All right, basically, this is a prison for the 12 tribes, man. As a particular philosopher brought it out, like, Earth is really a prison for the so-called blacks on the earth right now, man. It's systemically set up for the majority nations to be oppressed, man. But mainly the 12 tribes, man. All right?
Read verse 7 again.
Yep.
Book of Psalms, chapter 75, verse 7. But the Most High is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
Yep.
Like he was saying, he set us down and brought up Esau. But now, it's going to be the turn of events. And he finna set his people back up in that righteous position, starting with Yahushua, King David, and the 12 disciples, man, the governing body. We're about to be at our righteous estate, if you will, man, in the position of rulership. Okay? And this devil, who the Lord used as a whooping stick, you know, the hammer of the earth, he's finna go back into his natural state until he's utterly destroyed, man, as a base man.
Right. Verse 8. Yeah, that's the main point.
Verse 8, for in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red, it is full of mixture.
What is that cup? It's slavery.
That's right.
We drunk that damn cup. You know? Now we done sobered up under our nationality. Alright? Went through our 12-step program. Rehearsing, also known as rehearsing his righteous acts. Alright? Now you gotta get this cup.
And he poureth out of the same, but the dread thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
So the nations, here's World War III. The nation's about to receive their punishment for their global slave trade, but ultimately you're going to be enslaved. And that's the cup y'all going to have to drink, man. The cup y'all going to have to drink is slavery, man. It don't have to. Hey, well, with that, brothers and sisters edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem, Karadash.
They were understrike elder, apostle, elder, preachers of great millstone rule well. Peace and blessed to the house, David the elect. A Bible,
Bible,
Shalom, Yahshua.
Shalom, Shalom.